Okay, healthy protective diet friends, I'm super excited to show you the assembly of the Instant Pot Shepherd's Pie.
I'm excited too!
Yes, this just came out of the Instant Pot. Now if you have 2 Instant Pots, that's great. If you have 1, I suggest getting a second liner bowl. And then you can just do one of these right after the other. Follow the directions on the recipe. It'll guide you right through it if you only have 1 Instant Pot. That's not a challenge either. And here we have our creamy mashed potatoes by the pound. This is the creamiest plant-based mashed potato recipe ever. I created this recipe. I know a lot of you think, I know how to make mashed potatoes. Follow that recipe, because I created that recipe so that Jerry could help me on the holidays, on Thanksgiving, with a perfect creamy balance of potatoes with the perfect amount of added soy milk, nutritional yeast, salt, pepper. I didn't want him messing it up. And today, by my surprise, I have parsley in my garden in the middle of the winter. And you know, I like to add a little bit of green to my mashed potatoes, whether it's chives or parsley. You could also add this directly to the lentil mixture if you don't want anyone to see the green in the potatoes. But I think it adds something to the topping. And I'm going to show you the assembly of this, the quick assembly that Jerry and I like to have during the week. And then I'm going to show you the assembly in a casserole if you want to do it traditional shepherd's pie style. So the way that Jerry and I like to have it is our mashed potatoes by the pound on the bottom, just like this. And then I just kind of swirl it around in a circle. And I would say 1 to 2.5 pounds of potatoes per person. If it's Jerry, 3 or 4 pounds of potatoes. We're day fasters, so he has 1 meal a day. But I still serve it like this and he can come back for seconds. I think that's important, that he feels like there's always more. He can always go back in the kitchen and it's not so mammoth of a serving. But then I serve up this lentils. Oh my gosh, they're beautifully seasoned and it's almost like a gravy on top. You could add a little more parsley if you want to. And this is how we like to do it. And then on the table I put ferments, and I always tell you, open these up in the kitchen and then bring them to the table if people are new to fermented foods. Because we don't want any of these fermented foods knocking anybody out, because they are strong with vinegar. And it might not be something that's appealing to someone that's dining with you. But if you open them in the kitchen and then bring them to the table, then everyone can choose what they want to top theirs with. This is the 7-day sauerkraut or Ruby Rock kraut. That's a free recipe on Protective Diet. And then I also have the chow chow. This is the fermented green tomatoes from our harvest this summer. This is the escabeche. These are fermented Mexican pickled carrots, jalapenos, and onions. Then of course we have our fermented hot sauce, the probiotic pepper sauce. And if you're not into making the ferments yet, they're there when you're ready. Those recipes are just hanging out. Give these a try. These pickled jalapenos, you can get them in organic, additive free. All they are is jalapenos, water, and vinegar and salt, or you can make them using the pickled pepper rings recipe on Protective Diet. That's a non-fermented recipe, just to kind of pick this up a little with a vinegar accent, which is very, very good for our gut health. And then here we're serving this along with a salad. I have beets, these golden beets that are still coming out of my garden. I leave them in with the carrots over the winter here. And then I have lentil sprouts, radish sprouts, red onion, cucumber, celery, green bell pepper. This is definitely a winter style salad. No tomatoes in my salad because they just aren't good enough from the store. And then I have my Healthy Valley Ranch. I'll pour it on top and give it a toss. But before we go, I want to show you how you could make this casserole style. So you could take your lentils straight out of the Instant Pot, make those first if you're working with one Instant Pot, and then go ahead and put your potatoes in for your mashed potatoes by the pound, and do this kind of traditional, very traditional, untraditional in that it doesn't have meat in it, of course. And then you top it with your mashed potatoes, just in like blobs. Or you could do an ice cream scooper. This can make it really fun. We want to make our plant-based, whole food plant-based diet as fun and as exciting to prepare and to enjoy for our entire family and all of our friends. And this might just be the trick to get your kids excited about ice cream scooped mashed potatoes. Right, Jerry?
That's right, just like the lunch ladies did at school.
Yes! It'll take you back, if not take you back to school for the kids. I don't know if they still serve it up the same way as we grew up eating mashed potatoes at school, but that was like so exciting. My mom made mashed potatoes from scratch and peeled all the potatoes. We don't peel the potatoes on a protective diet. We want that high fiber for our gut microbes to produce that anti-inflammatory butyrate. I'm not skipping the peels. I'm just cooking them in the Instant Pot and mashing it in. Oh my gosh, this is looking so good. And I made the full recipe of the lentils, and then I made 6 pounds of potatoes for my mashed potatoes by the pound. And if I wouldn't have served this plate up, it would have covered this casserole perfectly. You can cover the casserole as thick or as thin with potatoes as you want, but keep in mind, on a protective diet, these are fat-free mashed potatoes, so they're very low calorie, and this is our energy on a protective diet. So we want to go potato heavy and without the fat, of course. That's how we stay so lean and healthy. We're cutting out the animal protein with these high fiber light lentils for our microbes. And you could spread this smooth or do whatever you want on the top. Some of you might like it like this better. This is more traditional. On shepherd's pie is you smooth out the mashed potatoes, and then you do a little bit of this. My mom used to do this with the mashed potatoes, and then these would get browned, and the little bits that are sticking up would get browned in the oven. But either way, have fun on your protective diet and enjoy it, and serve this up with your ferments. The other topping I almost forgot to mention, our protective plant-based yogurt complements these lentils so beautifully. So add that, and if you haven't tried mashed potatoes by the pound with yogurt on it, it's like a sour cream complement. You've got to give it a shot. It's one of our favorite dinners. Protective shepherd's pie is ready. Not sure if I like it fork scraped topping or ice cream scooped. What do you think? Jerry. He likes the scoops. It does look pretty cute like that. Have fun on a protective diet. Take care.
Best of health.